Hello and welcome to the One Stop Geek Shop podcast. I'm going extra fast because we didn't record the first 30 minutes, so you're here live with us. I'm Billy at _Swan_man, and with me is Dave at Ricochet_19. We can be found at the One Stop Geek Shop podcast, Twitter at One Stop Geek Shop Pod. On Twitter, be sure to like, share, and subscribe our videos at YouTube. On our YouTube page, we have a lot of them. Some of them. Unboxings.
We've got one YouTube.
Yeah, we got a lot of videos, though. We got like 7. Already? So, we talked about We Hunted. I'm going to make it real lean now with the hunting and say I bought the Viking Raiders. You can watch the live unboxing with Eric and Ivar. Ivar has new body. Come on! They're wrestling figures. They're great. We like to do the hunt. We like to say what we bought, when we bought them. I didn't buy a lot. It's a pandemic. I literally ordered the Viking Raiders because we didn't want to miss out on FOMO. And Elite 80 is pretty great, consisting of Bailey with her new heel gimmick, Eric and Ivar, as I mentioned, which I have in my hands, Kevin Owens with accurate sleeve tattoos, Ricochet looking exactly the same, and Kyle O'Reilly, who looked, not Dave, but a different Dave. It's Prince Puma, and Kyle O'Reilly, which has a variant that consists of his NXT TakeOver War Games gear, which I like. And his regular gear, which I don't care about. I already bought the 3-pack. I have an extra Brandy Rhodes because I'm a smart shopper and I already have a Brandy Rhodes, but Brandy Rhodes is rare and I have a daughter and I want to make sure she has one. I have all of Wave 1 on pegs.
Take a breath, man.
Who was the Transformer that... That's the Micro Machines?
You're so frantic to get all this down because we've covered this already.
Yeah, I know. I already wrote it out. I'm done with my segment. That's up. Yeah, that's up with the hunt. Brought to you by Spreaker. Use Spreaker or don't. Spreaker. Today's episode has a through line, changing up the thing because it is episode 2, so we're growing. I got sound effects. I got things. I didn't do the thing with the hunt gunshot, but also we have a through line, and I think that might be good to have a running topic, which you can suggest to us. Except these are conversations that Dave and I have regularly, and we keep repeating them. So now we're just going to repeat them for you, so you can download our Patreon, patreon.com/OSGS pod, to pay for extra special goodies and exclusives. And today's subject is top 5 NECA Wishlists. The top 5 properties that we, individually, wish that NECA would create, that they haven't yet. So my hunt was sparse. Mike hunt.
Mine was light, not bad. Light. Got a lot of stuff in the mail, but actual in-person hunting.
What about the Mythic Legions, Dave?
Don't get me started on the damn.
Tell them about the Mythic Legions, Dave. Those aren't new, but I got old shit too.
Toy HQ got somebody's entire collection.
They do that.
And
AKA Toy Vomit.
Every time I go into the store, I see those figures and I start weighing. I mean, for one thing, like groceries and food for the next week.
Kidneys.
But, like, how much would this figure be with shipping? Am I saving? Is it worth it? Am I willing to spend the extra?
Maybe you
I'm trying not to buy that entire collection. I can't. I want to. But I can't.
They are expensive. What do they go for on average? Like $50?
They are on average $50.
Horrific. I'm saying it for, and this is coming from the guy that bought the $34 to $43 like Lone Ranger from Chicken Fried Toys, but it's okay. I put the pre-order down for the next wave, but they're Chicken Fried Toys, so they'll be super, super late. They're already pushed next year, but that's the pandemic for you, which saves me money because I need it now. We all do.
They were asking too much for their Phantom Rider.
Oh, is that's the pre-order, the all black with the white gloves, right?
All white.
Yeah. Well, that hasn't come out yet.
White outfit with the white mask, the white hat. That was Ghost Rider before he was Ghost Rider.
Well, you're in luck because Small Joes will inevitably have plenty of them for a premium next year, whenever they come out, because that wave hasn't even... Honey, that hasn't even come out yet. I still have the things from, like, the first Kickstarter 2016. I got them all, just because I had a, a boost of stimulus, and I'm helping small toy providers, and I like customizing 3 3/4 because I also, there's a killer sale on Vitruvian Hex. But that's not, those are older hunts. We'll talk about your Space Goose, and then we can describe to them the very expensive, very large Starscream that you had other names for. I ended up with 12 images.
One Red Falcon by Hong Lee.
Hong Lee? Come on! It's radio, it's fine. It's actually recording, and we're coming to you live from recording.
Well, you keep saying that. You keep saying we're coming to you live. We're never live. This is always pre-recorded, folks.
You don't know that's not live.
We're not streaming right now. No one's listening.
Well, they could be listening on iTunes and Spotify, because we're right there. Just download us, put us in your pocket. So this big-ass... What makes it such a big-ass Starscream, anyway?
I mean, it's a really large figure. I said on Twitter earlier in the week how it's one thing to read the dimensions of a Transformer online, and it's another thing entirely to have a torso-sized box delivered to your home. He stands almost 10 inches tall, but has a wingspan that comes out to almost twice that.
Right, yeah.
Transforms into, well, his name is Red Falcon, but like Billy said, he's a devil goose. I call him the devil goose.
Devil goose!
He's got 3 alternate heads, 3 different facial expressions. Each head has its own internal battery pack, so the eyes light up. Just a gorgeous figure. Just beautiful.
Hideous. Now we look to the future with what's next. What are we looking for next? So I got my Ultimate Edition Fan Favorites line, exclusive to Amazon, I believe. Ultimate Warrior, not like the Jeff Hardy, where he's 3 of the same bodies, but basically 3 of the same bodies, except when Ultimate Warrior's face paint is different, it means something. We have the WrestleMania 6 version, which will be great. I think you'll have both accurate belts, Intercontinental and World Championship, and probably all the alternate heads, not just his, should have the battle damage, because what it seems like they're doing is they're making a premium figure, right, with variations on the paint deco, and that's really about it. And for $35 to $40, is that worth it? Is it going to be scaled down in price? Some of these Ultimate Editions are great. Some of them don't have a lot of meat on the bone, like the infamous Shinsuke, to name one, but then you also have the Charlotte Flair ringside exclusive, which is fine. She has the robe, but I don't know. It's feast or famine to me on some of those. Like, the Bret Hart is cool, but the molded jacket didn't really... It was a strange era for them to choose, so I don't know, unless the price is different or the availability is superior, I don't know how exactly I feel about it. Because the other 2 options are Ultimate Warrior with the purple and, like, blackish look with the gray tights and the his logos smattered all over his trunk skis. And then the other one is Early Warrior, WrestleMania 5, Intercontinental title, where he has the green and the pink, I want to say. Because that's the one that the Hasbro jumper is based off of. And that's going to get a lot of votes from old nerds, older than me, that like really love their Hasbro, because there's some Hasbroners out there that just want really old shit all the time, and I just want to thread the middle, because as mentioned on the pod that you all missed and you can't buy because it doesn't exist, with Eric and Ivar getting elites now, and Dave mentioning that like Mattel is strange for not understanding the adult collector and the young collector. It's like they don't serve both because they drag their feet on adding to the roster, it seems. They just keep pumping out army builders of AJ Styles and Seth and Ricochet and Becky's and stuff, but they don't make one of every guy, which is what I want, Jeremy Padawer and Jazzwares to do with AEW, who have their own problems right now. But I think the pandemic doesn't help. But Mattel has been on a strange... They produce a lot, but the number of new characters they add with their production is very, very small. Much smaller than Jax. And that can be frustrating. Because that's how you all have all those AJ Styles. Everywhere. Everywhere!
Isn't that what everyone wants?
No, Undertaker buried him.
AJ Styles. More AJ Styles. That's what I'm hearing.
I wanted it in 2014, and then we got it, and it was rad. Except FTC. FTC can go to hell. You hear it from me. I'm the one that's going to say it. FTC sucks. Said it on the thing. Said it on the YouTube video. I'm saying it now. FTC blows. They're basically Ruthless Aggression remakes that don't even have the benefit of real scan. Have you seen their Kenny Omega? It's tragic. Hideous. And their latest figure, Francine, which would really complete my Ruthless Aggression ECW collection that I do have when they had the license to WWE. Well, they didn't, but Ruthless Aggression had ECW. Regardless, they made Francine, and that's great, except they made Francine. FTC made Francine, so they made it all FTC-y, so her head is just all fucked up, one piece. It's like, she has this, cloth goods are great, but she's just not good. It's not a good figure, and for $35, go to hell! I don't care. It's all, secondhand RA, Walgreens had an exclusive TNA line that was better than this, and that was, all it was cheap Ruthless Aggression molds being reused. It's so bad, they couldn't even send the influencer, Matt Cardona, could not send him, one that didn't fall apart, to prove this case. And for the premium dollar, it makes no sense to me why they get away with, highway of robbery. I'm glad that they make people that don't get otherwise created, but at what cost? Their turnaround time, as mentioned with Chicken Fried Toys, at least that makes sense. He's a guy in Texas with no previous licenses, and he's doing it all on his own. So, that's fine. He makes decent products. But FTC has been in the wrestling figure game for 20-ish years. They used to mail out the big, catalog to you. And
God.
They made those, I think they suck, but, now they're having a revitalization because the toy market's lost its mind during the pandemic. I don't know if it's across the board, but I know the wrestling collectibles market has shot through the roof, so I'm sitting on gold, but it's my gold, and you can go to hell. But they made those Legends of Wrestling figures that were, comparable with Jack's, where they had, 6 points of articulation and looked like shit, but you could also get one smeared in red paint and call it a bloody variant. And I thought that was lame! As a kid, I thought that was lame. It's still lame. I feel bad for anybody that's gonna plunk down, $70 for a Killer Kowalski because it has red shit on its face. So accurate. Let's see, do I have anything to segue with shit on its face? Disney Toy Box! Snake Mountain! Put some fucking shit on Hordak's face with the giant Snake Mountain from, Super 7? That thing's huge.
That thing is glorious. I think glorious is the right word for this one.
Was there an MSRP, or was it just a horrifying something to behold?
Probably. I don't think I ever looked. That's not something that's ever going to be in my price range or storable in my already toy cramped hoard. But,
for Hordak. Hoard for Hordak.
Yeah, never bothered checking up the actual price.
It's spooky, but it is dropping. So, if you're on the Super 7 side of this Motu revolution, even though I think they're pretty much done with the... Are they running parallel, or are they done with Masters? Do we know? I don't know. The recent WWE... Walmart
I
Masters.
haven't actually seen anything Super 7 Masters of the Universe in a while, to me, now that you mention it.
Nothing new, yeah. I almost had that Hordak at Toy Headquarters, a.k.a. Toy Vomit, but I slept on it, and then it wasn't there. But you know what? Mattel's going to remake him somewhat differently, only a little, just enough, at Walmart prices, so I'm cool with that. And that's what I think about the Castle Grayskull, because it looks like it folds in on itself. It's not so wide. I think I have a spot for Castle Grayskull. I don't really care that much, but I'm already in. I'm balls deep in this line, so to stop now would be silly. I'll stop around Mechaneck or Cogsworth or whatever the fuck that guy's name is. The clear guy with the... Didn't collect it back in the day.
That's Roboto.
Roboto. He's basically the Gear Wars, yeah.
The Gear Wars are basically him.
Battle Packs died by Mattel, so don't look forward to that, but you can look forward to Championship Showdown, which is great for kids and annoying for adults. It comes with medallion bases you can plug into a WWE Championship as the side plates and customize that. Notably Jeff Hardy and The Undertaker, They had a match back in 2001, and now your 5-year-old can play a match they don't care about. New basics are trash. And now we're back to current. Hey, we made it in like half the time. You hit this at like 3x or whatever the options are, and we're ahead of the curve. Boo-hoo pandemic, we got it. Is that all that's like new for me to look forward to? God, it's slowing down for the season, but the thing about, because we are in the holidays as of recording, and I feel like
the holiday crunch is coming soon.
I think maybe we might just be the problem. We're just sick because we get everything upon like release, and a lot of like brick and mortar and whatever, like grandma grandpa shoppers and hideous. All of that tends to drop heavy, so we're going like what we would consider a wave behind at store shelves is actually how it's supposed to go, and it's going to stay that way until about February or March. So once the holidays hit, we're going to be like, oh man, there's nothing in the stores. Of course, it's a pandemic, so it's still nothing, but fingers crossed. It's fun to stay ahead until it isn't. It's like I like having my to-do list somewhat lessened the holidays approach, and thankfully, until we announce AEW, Wave 3, I can kinda hold back after a few holiday purchases where been a good boy. Gotta take care of this kid, though. Santa Claus is coming to town. And apparently, the Ghostbusters is supposed to drop now. I already got both Ghostbusters for that movie that hasn't happened. So, I'm caught up, but not yet.
Isn't there supposed to be a movie?
I don't know. But at least, the director keeps teasing us, which is fun. That son of a bitch. He knows we want it. Oh, yeah, looking forward to. It was a quick, on this Tuesday, a quick drop. Oh god, it's Monday. On this quick drop, Mando Monday. Is this the first Mando Monday?
Today was Mando Monday.
Yeah.
Slept right through it.
Well, you sleep through a lot of things. It's fine. It's good to sleep. Mandalorian Black Series, Target exclusive. Fuck. Mandalorian Black Series with Din Djarin? Djarin.
Din Djarin.
The D is silent?
The D is silent.
Shango. So, it's basically, the titular character with removable helmet, right? Not alternate head?
It looked like removable helmet.
Yeah, I'm gonna scrape those features right off. Comes with the child, with the pram, with the, stack of gold pressed platinum or whatever, the Beskar steel.
Wrong universe, Beskar. Beskar ingots.
And pretty much everything that you could want, so that has my interest. $35 price point. I'm not pre-ordering it from Target, but as someone astutely mentioned on my Twitter feed, which you can check out if you're brave enough, someone mentioned that, yeah, it's a Target exclusive, but this is also not Cobra Island. This is something that's actually popular. So I should be able to grab one. It seems reasonable. I'm pretty canny. I've heard Legends 8 is on the pegs. Mine are in the mail, but it's pre-ordered through Target.com, so they just email me that it's going to be delayed or canceled, and they keep taking money in and out of my bank account. Please stop.
I gotta say, as far as that Ultimate Edition of Din Djarin goes, of The Mandalorian, it's a great set, great accessories. I just think it's a little shitty that they announced it on the day that most people's single pre-order is now shipping.
Single? Is that the one with the
silver armor, the regular silver armor one.
Right. Is that from the wave that has the credits? Or whatever the hell the little brick of nonsense is?
No. That's just part of the Black Series.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, and this bleeds into the hot take segment. So maybe it'll be a hot take and I'll just take 1.5 to make 1 or 3. We're doubling up. Hot take on that Mandalorian wave on the retro card. Right? They're 6-inch. They're retro. They're making retros also. 5-inch nonsense, which I say it. You can visualize it. That's all I need to say about it. Retro game has been dead as disco to me. But the 6-inch... The 6-inch ones that are coming out with Cara Dune and a way to get figures that were harder to find earlier that come with the credit, which is neat. A little money piece.
I like the concept of that, but we've been making our own prints for a while anyway.
Ooh, piracy's fun. I have a question for the colorblind man. Are those colors needlessly, like, vibrant to you? Because they seem off to me.
The colors on what?
On that wave. Cara Dune's green is, like, way green. And, like...
Truth told, I didn't even really notice.
And, like, it's cool to get shitty armor Din Djarin again, but his shitty armor seems really, like, vibrant. Like, more brown, more orange, like, it all seems a little Dayglow. And I don't know if that's on purpose, or if it's a way to differentiate the two, so that dickhead collectors that hoarded the first wave can be like, ha-ha, still worth money to me. Don't know. Curious, though. Something to think about. What's your hot toy take, Dave? Today.
Well, considering we are re-recording due to an earlier mishap,
COVID?
I kind of have two.
Had time to think about it.
Well,
we're getting
first,
4.
I've been collecting the Apex figures by Jax, and while the sculpt is great, and the accessories are great, and the idea of the articulations is great, the plastic they are using on these figures is some of the stiffest plastic I've ever seen. So, characters like Bloodhound have clothing pieces that drape over their arms and down past the legs that do not move.
Are they
almost completely solid plastic, immobile, and it just renders most of the articulation useless.
Why are you stripping him down? Why are you taking his clothes off?
I may have to just to get it to fix the articulation itself. Like, extremely limited. But that was earlier. Nevertheless, I recommend Pathfinder in the line. If you like these figures, if you like robots, get Pathfinder. He has a lenticular sticker on his chest so that his screen changes designs. It's
Visionaries!
But my actual hot toy take. I've just recently gotten my Deadpool and Negasonic Teenage Warhead 2-pack in the mail.
All these ships now?
Deadpool comes with a pair of, well, technically they're the laser pistol that came with Forge a couple years previous, and that they have been packaging as like a standard sidearm with a lot of figures now. The
Deadpool doesn't come with real guns.
The AIM soldiers and the Hellfire Club minions, they all come with the same type of weapon, and these are the same gun as that. No, they're cartoony style laser gun. On the other hand, he does have his Desert Eagles in his hip holsters, but they're glued in. They are separate pieces. They were sculpted separate, but then a dab of glue was added to the finger guard and slid in.
Weird.
So if you're going to be releasing those, it's going to take, you're almost certainly going to snap that, the trigger guard. But it can be done. And it's minimally painless. But the real question is, why? Why glue the guns in? Why, like, this was a deliberate decision at some point down the line. Because they went through the trouble of making entirely new accessories. We haven't seen this style of Desert Eagle as an accessory across the Marvel line. So it was sculpted. And then they had the holsters made specifically for them. And somewhere in production, they decided to just neuter that completely and give him a pair of goofy cartoon guns in addition to what he already had.
But bonus guns now.
Huh?
Bonus guns now. It's Nerf time, baby. It's Nerf or nothing. Nerf or nothing for adult collectors.
His hands are missing paint apps, and no one can seem to figure out why that was done either. He's got the silver armor on the backs of his hands, and they're not painted on 2 of the pairs.
Weird.
Yeah, it's strange. And I just... That's what I want to know. That's why I'm asking Hasbro. Why?
Why you do?
What was the thought process there?
What was the thought process on having Westworld action figures without guns that can be drawn. They have the holster. Diamond.
You're asking the wrong company.
I could never afford Sideshow. It doesn't matter. Fuck them.
That is an absolutely good question, though. That was a really dumb decision.
It was the strangest thing. I open it up. I had the exclusive one. And yeah, he has the goofy RPC-90 or whatever the fuck that, GoldenEye gun is towards the end of the show. And he also has his LeMat. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna pose him with his LeMat. And take it out of the holster, but it's just the handle. And it just sort of bends. I'm like, no, why? This is an adult format figure with an adult, nowhere near. Back in my day.
You know dang well, cowboys don't actually ever draw their guns in that show. There is no gunfire in Westworld. It's all for show.
Oh, I'm gonna have to open my Jaime Lannister figure and see if his sword's glued in.
Strangely enough, no. Those accessories were all free. At least as far as I know, with the ones I've seen.
Well, hell yeah, they're looking right at me right now. Yeah, they're on the hero peg. Brienne of Tarth, Jaime Lannister.
The joints they made the elbows and knees and whatnot out of are not good plastic, so be careful with those.
No, they didn't look very... I just kept them in the box. The box was good enough. Good enough that I found them at, Ollie's. It's like...
Speaking of joints and not good plastic...
Oh, did you get that surgery?
No, not yet. My knee is still garbage.
Stupid country.
No, this is in regards to the Headmasters line. Well, Titan Master, technically.
Headmasters Volume 4 is a banger.
It is...
It's a porno joke.
Stop it. No, it is... it's been confirmed that both Mindwipe and Weirdwolf from the Titans Return line, they're basically time bombs, as TF Wiki put it. The plastic in the joints are they're disintegrating, and they only came out a couple years ago.
I mean, plastic, being long-term collectors, as we are, we've discovered certain potentially toxic, but definitely degradable aspects of some toy lines. I know a lot of my Jax stuff just starts leaching. It's and just melts. Like the soft goods, the soft rubber will just, over time, turn into a sticky goo, and it's the worst.
Yeah. I've seen some plastic decay like that. Mattel has been the absolute worst for it.
Oh no.
Their DC line, you could actually find figures that were decaying right out of the box.
Oh yeah, Clayface did a weird thing.
The white powder that would be all over them. Yeah, that's the plastic breaking down.
Yay! Chemistry. That in the classic Toy Biz X-Men movie line with the movable face gimmick, and their faces just turn rigid and crack off, or just smush down from gravity. Yeah,
they had there was a Morbius in the Spider-Man line that did that. You would press a button on his back, and this hinge inside the rubber face would make his mouth open and close. And I recently refound that old Morbius, and apparently another figure had been leaning on him, because you know what? I'll find him, I'll take a picture of it, and I'll post it on our Twitter.
That's premium content right there.
It's not describable, but he needs a doctor badly.
He's going to turn into Jared Leto.
I don't help him anymore.
A horror. My hot toy take is against ringside collectibles. I love, I hate, I get real mad. But I guess that part of that's the collector market. People like us. People like you! Listening right now. I'm pointing my finger at some. I disagree very harshly about your capitalistic ways. So I talked about the first episode. We had the drop. The drop for Chris Jericho's 1 of 1,000 chase in the AEW line, where he came with the Inner Circle shirt and the championship. So basically, it's a little bit of the bubbly figure with a different shirt. Cool. 1 of 1,000. It dropped. It was $100. I was like, that's kind of expensive.
That's up there.
Yeah. But okay, I disagree with the mysterious drop as well. Some call it the fairest thing ever, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about that. I was the naive fool that thought that maybe a few would be inside the cases if you ordered an entire case, like I did. But hey, whatever. It's not nearly as egregious as the 1 of 500 that dropped during Cody's TNT title match against Orange Cassidy, which was a banger. The 1 of 500 Cody retailed for $199. Damaged packaging for $189.
Hang on. Let me interrupt you. Let me see if I understand this correctly. We're talking an exclusive wrestling figure.
Yes.
$200.
Yes. On the like, I guess you would call it the distributor market, because the aftermarket has lost its fucking mind because pandemic. The market, as mentioned previously, has gone all over the place. Again, I can't speak to other fandoms, but certainly wrestling, it's lost it's lost its fucking marbles, bro. And that is a lot.
1 of 500.
Yes.
And it's been dipped in gold? Like gold encrusted?
He has red paint deco pants. It's basically his look from, I think, All Out. And his Star Trek, like, cloth top. So that's it. That's the difference. It's just a figure. It's a figure that if I found in the wild, if I do find in the wild, I'm opening it. I'm gonna.
So where does the other $180 goddamn dollars come in?
Created rarity, designed rarity. I mean, on one hand, I get it, but I feel like that price point was so wild. So incredulous, I don't know what to do. And they announced the 1 of 500 Mox is coming out for Wave 2. He will be the variant along with MJF. MJF's variant comes with a different scarf, the demo scarf. The scarf you too can buy as an unwashed mass. And the AEW like ring. It's not the Ring of Honor. It's not the Impact ring, but it's a ring gimmick that he has on his pinky. And so it's an alternate hand and an alternate scarf. And that'll be cool, but I don't think there's enough meat on that bone for me to give a shit, really. And the Moxley is a figure that comes with him when he fake joins the Inner Circle and turns on them, spoilers. So he also has an Inner Circle t-shirt and 2 retail-accurate bottles of the bubbly. So they actually have the Jericho sticker on them in a little tiny bottle. And he has an alternate head because the one that's coming out with the title and everything on the main release has the scar from his victory over Chris Jericho, where Chris Jericho, stabbed him in the head to the bone. So that will be worth, who knows, $300, just a regular 2. Like, it's a bummer that the only way to get Inner Circle shirts so far, their top heel faction, is from these chases, but also that the market has blown the price so high up. And it's also a shame because then, even though it's coming out relatively at the right time, unlike the aforementioned Mattel, who's releasing people that should have been released years ago, just now, before their gimmick dies, like Chad Gable, Shorty G. Shorty G gets his first figure right after the character literally says, "I'm not being Shorty G anymore." On the day they announced that. Because, it's a year turnover on some things. Strange. And so that's following, except if you want any Inner Circle guys, you're going to have to wait at least another wave to get anything remotely Inner Circle, unless you're paying the $1,100 on the secondary market to then keep it in a box. Because that's the other thing. Just because the market's going real hot right now, do you think it's going to be that hot in 10 years? Because only a few things from Jax's heyday are actually worth that much now. And that's probably the Ultimate Warrior ones made by his own crazy ass. Other things, even though the market's ripe right now, a lot of shit that they thought was important back then, it's only what you yourself think it's worth. And what someone else will buy. And so I get annoyed by people that are investing in the future to that degree. I'm keeping the first 1.5 waves of AEW for my historical peace of mind. I'm not trying to flip them necessarily. I'm just pumped to be on the ground floor for something that I truly enjoy. Because the first wave in my house right now is open by their elite scale ring. I'm booking them. So, kiss my ass. It's a hot toy take. I'm allowed to be controversial. Now is the time for the topic of the show. The meat and potatoes. The main event. The top 5 NECA Wishlist. Hypothetical NECA figures that haven't been made, or if they were made, it'd be great. They should do it. I hope they're listening. They're not. So, do you want to start?
It'd be cool if they were.
You want to, trade off, or just do your 5, and then I went to, 1 and 1? That'll work.
Number 5.
There you go. So what's your
My
5?
number 5?
Yee.
I would like to see Nika get a hold of the Dishonored license. The video game Dishonored. We have...
What the hell?
It's a game. It was popular, Billy. People played it. I recommend it.
Is that Michael Fassbender movie, or...?
No. It's an Assassin's Creed? Stop that. Oh, that shouldn't happen. That was something else, no. And Nika has had the assassin. Nika.
Yeah, we've been way wrong.
How do you people say it? We'll
I'm pretty sure it's Neca.
Maybe we'll post a poll or something.
Why don't you get... Where the hell's Jason on this? Shouldn't he be listening? Shouldn't he be contributing? The fuck is he?
That is an excellent question. We'll have to contact him at some point in the future. But yes, Dishonored. It's, we do not have enough, licensed product from this game. There have been maybe... Hell, the last thing I saw, I think, was a neck gator of one of the characters' masks from the game.
Yeah.
We need action figures from this.
Did McFarlane make
The designs
those?
alone are gorgeous.
Did McFarlane make something?
For Dishonored?
Yeah.
I don't believe so.
That came out in the last, time at Toys R Us, rest in peace. But I feel like there was some kind of bullshit collectible nobody wanted. And maybe that's why they haven't picked it up. But yeah, Stinky French Assassins, Time Traveler, whatever. Yeah. I've seen the mask.
You have a very interesting outsider's view of what that game was.
Woo!
Alright, what's your number 5?
Number 5, NECA needs to grab, because I'm a big mark for the Ultimate Editions, if people haven't noticed yet. And so, we gotta have the Fly. Brundlefly, Ultimate Brundlefly. Alternate heads.
A lot of ones out of that.
Yeah, you could make, a lot of these suggestions, you could either make whole waves, or just one figure, but, you gotta have a Brundlefly, because NECA's just been, stealing the lunch of movie maniacs. And that's why
Basically, yeah, they take a movie maniac figure and they make it better.
But, there's so much body horror, so many cool accessories that you could do. You could do a, Seth Brundle accessory pack like they did with Nightmare on Elm Street and others. You get the teleportation pods, you get, the half ape, half cat, get, donuts. You could make all kinds of cool accessories. The worm baby. Gina Davis I could hold in my hands. All the things I want. I've been dreaming of it.
Cool?
What's that?
The Museum of Brundlefly.
Yeah.
Just have a medicine cabinet with swing open door and all the things molded inside. There's all those little teeth.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it makes its own gravy. The Fly. Yes. I want I want melted, dickhead friend of Gina Davis's, or you can, swap out his arms or whatever. Just melty, it's fine. Final form. You have head explodey Brundlefly. You have the Brundlefly in final form. You have the Brundlefly before that, where I feel real bad for him, where he's getting out of the pod on the spoilers, the last exit, and he kind of has a Jeff Goldblum face, and it's just eyeballs and everything just sort of slough off. Yes. Sloughy movie. Peak naked Goldblum. You could just do that one. It's fine. What's your number 4?
Number 4. And it sucks because this was canceled. Altered Carbon.
Oh, yeah.
I would really like to see some Altered Carbon get some love. Because we didn't get enough of it. They canceled it way too soon. But it was fun.
I think you mean Almost Human was canceled way too soon. You got 2 seasons of
Almost Human was... don't get me started on that. No, we're on our top 5 for NECA. Focus.
And Tagashi Kovacs. Yeah, no, it'd be great. You get the chick with the boobs.
Different Takashi Kovacs, because you've got costume designs as well. Not to mention, with Season 2, you've got Takashi Prime, as well as his new body.
Yeah, my Anthony Mackie. Yeah. No, I dig it. I feel like how many Takashi Kovacs figures are you going to make without somebody in some boardroom being like, I don't understand. They're all the same name. What's little Billy going to think in the store show? You didn't want that. Make the chick with the rack and go on.
See, that's what would happen if Mattel were making them. Thankfully, Randy Falk gets it.
Woo!
All right, number 3. What's your number 3?
I can give my number 4, fool. Number 4 for me. Number 4 for me, a figure I've always wanted for some reason. Very toyetic to me. Ever since I saw the trailer, saw the movie, I wanted at least some sort of like plastic representation of the Lawnmower Man, Job, final form specifically. I don't need like dunce cap Jeff Fahey, but I really want polygonal black and gold. It's angry.
Are we talking about his Nintendo 64 graphics style?
Yes, with his GoldenEye head.
Villain form with the with the bald head and the gold. Okay,
with the access denied and all that. Yeah. I just think it's really cool looking. You put it in a box. I mean, how much are the rights for that anyway? If the movie has a great poster, it would make a great box. You sell a few rad Jeff Fahey GoldenEye villain figures, and it'd be great. That's mine. Now, what's your number 3? There you go, Neca.
All right, we're on number 3 now. Back to video games.
Damn it.
Deus Ex: Mankind Divided.
Do they not have toys?
There has been a statue, and it came with that game's collector's edition. That's it. They've done that. They've done collector's edition stuff. So there is a full-size synthetic arm prop that came with one of them.
Weird. Okay.
There has never been any action figures.
Maybe there's a reason for that? Look, all the art I see is guy in glasses, so that's all I know about the game.
Yeah, it's guy in glasses, black clothes. But
have those.
The post-humanism, oh my god, it's just gorgeous cyberpunk. Just absolutely beautiful design, and I would love to have a physical representation of this in an action figure form.
Yeah. NECA's the place to do it.
You could have swap out arms for different attachments. His assault rifle, because they always pack him with the assault rifle.
Of course.
Not to mention the other cast members, the other cyborgs, the bad guys in particular. They're like walking tanks.
Well, I mean,
the details that you could get on these, just the tiny little bits and pieces. Oh my god. It should have had a toy line ages ago.
I mean, it is an older game.
It is now because Mankind Divided was basically half of a game, and I can't even think of who was making the damn thing. IDOS, maybe?
Oh.
Nevertheless, they got their asses chewed for that, and they've decided to put the license on hiatus for the time being.
Ooh. Well, nothing's getting made anyway. It's a pandemic, so maybe. NECA, get to Man in Glasses.
Number 3.
Number 3 for me! Following the string, because I love that they do horror, and they do the gory parts really well. They do the slimy ooky, and, like, late-stage physical horror film licenses very well. So I really have been clamoring in my head and in my heart for some figs from Demon Knight. Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight!
Oh my god, yes.
You could just have Billy Zane with alternate, head and hands, but you could also go really deep into, like, various demons, a demon 2-pack. You could make your, what was his, he had a name that was like Runner or something. Breaker. Was that it? With William Sadler's character.
It feels familiar, yeah.
You could make Peak Jada Pinkett. You could literally make almost everybody in that house, because if you're saying, I wouldn't buy an Uncle Willie with alternate heads and Hunter S. Thompson-inspired Billy Zane.
Yeah, there could be alternate Uncle Willie with his luau outfit.
Yes. Well, yeah, and he turns, spoilers, so you get your Hunter Thompson vibe.
There's your alternate head right there.
Yeah. Be an accessory with the kid. You could make the kid with the tongue like that itself, since they make the diorama pieces, more or less. The end of that with the kid and the giant jaw. That'd be rad. Smoking nipples, Thomas Hayden Church.
Yes.
You could have it all. Demon Knight, at the very least. It's like, it's so toyetic, and it would look so
Billy
good.
Zane's got to come with an angry face, his trademark smile, and then one face with him spitting out a sponge.
Yeah, sponge mouth, yeah. alternate arm with, like, Sheriff's head in arm. Yeah.
You could do a variant of Jada Pinkett with Drenched in Blood.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like, and the fact that alternate hands and stuff are in, you can get all the little markers on their palms and stuff. It'd be great. It'd be cool. Real cool stuff. What's your number 2, Dave?
Number 2. And this one's near and dear to my heart.
Oh, God, no.
I want someone... I would love NECA to do this, just because it'd be far more accessible and their attention to detail is perfect for this. But Dollars Trilogy. I want The Man with No Name. Yeah. I want my 6-inch cowboys from the Dollars Trilogy.
How has this not happened already?
Right?
It must be a licensing thing. Like, it must be
at this point, it
hard
has to be,
for Clint's head to be technically replicated or something.
And even the variations between the movies, you wouldn't even have to do all that much.
Yeah, no, that makes 100% track.
Sculpting-wise, for a few dollars more, you only just need to give him a different right forearm for his gunslinger brace.
But they did make figures for the Gunslinger with Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey.
Stop that.
They did!
Yeah, I know they did. They shouldn't have.
Yeah, it'd be that way. Number 2 for me, Dredd. That's it. We love Carl Urban. I love Carl Urban.
Carl Urban's Dredd, yes.
Just Dredd. I don't know how it wasn't made, but the movie didn't catch fire the way... It was a weird year. But you could make Psyops Anderson.
Beautiful movie.
Yeah. Like, alternate heads, real easy, you know. Dredd is a very toyetic character. I feel like the accessories would be lean. The box would look great. It's just a movie ultimates in the fact that it hasn't been made. It's just like, that's totally in there. It's an easy one to make, and I think it has enough of a fan following that it could sell. So, you know, alternate, gunshot end of movie version, But, Lena Headey, that's always fun. That's 3 right there. They made 3 Blade Runner 2049 figures I didn't buy, because I might get K. I'm not, if they had made Batista and K, I still might get K. The Harrison Ford figures, it's fine. But they were short, they were limited. They must have been a limited series because they knew, because they were there and then they're gone.
No, when they came out, I saw them constantly.
Well, who knows? But if they made that, why no Dredd? Dredd rules. Alternate Stallone Judge Dredd Chase variant.
2-pack. 2-pack. Carl Urban Sylvester Stallone 2-pack.
I'll always be here for it. So yeah, you don't have to tell me. What is your number 1 NECA Dream List figure wave series?
Back to video games. I want them to make action figures of the characters from Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs. It's like
Watch Dogs, yes.
Paw Patrol?
You know what Watch Dogs is. You have seen me cosplay as Aiden Pierce from the first one. At least more than once.
These are all characters.
There have been, it's the next Watch Dogs 3, Watch Dogs Legion comes out in a couple days.
I know. It's your fault that I keep seeing the banner ad for it. And I'm like, I don't need this. Go away. Shoo. I have no desire.
The game is filled with wonderful characters. But it's the same license as Assassin's Creed, too, so technically speaking, they should be able to have access to it. But like I said, wonderful characters, great designs, all manner of accessories open there. And just make an Aiden Pierce for me, people, please. Like, I can only cosplay and customize so many things. I can only get so close. Just make a figure for me.
It's like if Vitruvian Hacks just made an urban series of Man in Coat. It's like, do you hear me, Boss Fight Studios? There is the demands of 1 for this possibility. So Get cracking on the Heroes of Grey, or whatever. Heroes of Ray-Ban. That's more like Oakley.
No.
Well, my number 1 follows in line with everything that NECA and an entire list has gone through. He has a figure, but it's not all that great. It's kind of a statue. It even has a variant. But I'll take every character in this. I need an Ultimate Edition Darkman. Darkman. Dr. Peyton Westlake. The superhero that didn't have a book at the time. So good. Alternate heads, a layup. You can go bandage, you can go unbandage, hat, no hat. You have, Robert G. Durant. You've got his entire crew are very toyetic. You got the big bald guy.
Last Champ.
Paulie, yeah. Bruce Campbell head, very good. They have that, yeah. Bruce Campbell head, you can have a hot Francis McDormand. You got, Smiley, you got the one-legged guy who was technically, I didn't know. The one-legged guy from Darkman, that's just, what's his name? From Evil Dead 2, that's just a hillbilly. Same guy.
No kidding.
Now get!
Never noticed.
He recently passed away this year, god damn you, 2020. So that's how I found out, yeah. Because he's also, I thought, I always watched the old Spider-Man movies by Sam Raimi to see, if there was any crossover. And I thought I saw him on that subway train in Spider-Man 2, and it is him, with both legs, when they pick up, Toby after he's spent from saving the day. Classic. But yes, Darkman, he has alternate faces. You can have him as almost everyone. But it's at least one Ultimate Edition would rule, because, you make your money back real quick, I think. I feel like Darkman has the fandom, it just doesn't quite get the merch. I don't know if it's...
get the attention.
I'll say Liam Neeson can't be that hard up for his likeness rights, because he literally has an A-Team 3 3/4 figure that's in my room from the recent A-Team film, and I think they only fudged on Bradley Cooper, and... I don't even know if they fudged on Bradley Cooper. It's just really sloppy Gentle Giant scans.
It's just hard to make Bradley Cooper when he's not a raccoon.
His true form released. So yeah, it's basically my call to NECA for more and more involved movie ultimates, and we might get them, but they're balls deep in the nostalgia with the family-friendly stuff, so no, I want them to come a little back more to the dark side. And they cover blood and gore, and I got a lot of that on my list. Dave needs trench coats. Mail him trench coats. What's your address?
Wait. Yeah, my list has a lot of trench coats.
But the news...
I have a style. Well, I have a style I like. I don't necessarily have a style I look good in.
Let's see, the news dropped today. Speaking of NECA, I'm trying to get the... So some artwork dropped from @BlainerThings, BlainerThings, on Twitter, has some artwork for a proposed NECA line of Demolition Man.
That would be really cool if NECA picked that up. That would be really neat.
Now, it's only 3 figures, but it had me thinking because Demolition Man's one of the all-time greats for me. I got all those figures back in 94 from Mattel, which was repurposed He-Man and a bunch of other shit, right? It was just a hot... It's like He-Man and Last Action Hero, and they just mush them together and be like, yeah, here. We still got these He-Man molds. You haven't seen them?
Did see them in the stores.
Oh my god! They have the most inaccurate Edgar Friendly in a thong I've ever seen. So his proposed lineup is a Simon Phoenix in the jumper, Lenina Huxley in her standard gear. She doesn't really change outfits in the movie, but she is accessorized with the sex helmets, and John Spartan in his into the movie look with the tight t-shirt and the riding pants, glow rod, cursing tickets, 3 seashells.
Huxley should have come with variant hands and a pistol.
Yeah, but that's...
She had the sidearm at the end of the movie.
Yeah, at the end of the movie. I would posit, I would make a few... It's great artwork, so I'm not like, ew, this shit sucks. But I would say, you gotta have end of the movie, King Simon Phoenix. And you gotta have... the big...
in his Raider gear.
Yeah, with the tire shoulder pads and shit. And you gotta have
end of movie version of him, and you gotta have like fully uniformed.
Yeah, 100%.
Spartan.
SAPD, fresh out of the tank, John Spartan, so that it can go with perhaps a Alfredo Garcia, a little Benjamin Bratt action, so that you can get the three of those figures together.
If you're going the full line, you gotta have Benjamin Bratt in there, and then of course you're gonna have to have. If you're gonna go crazy with this line, you gotta have end of movie Benjamin Bratt.
There's a cutscene.
You have to have Edgar Friendly.
Yeah, Edgar Friendly's a layup. But, end of movie, tire, armor, Simon Phoenix, with accessory head that is frozen.
Yes.
And that'd be sweet. Go for it, NECA. We didn't have drawings for ours, but this is, as good as produced, so why not? Because, again, now I'm going to have to do a little looking up for Dave's benefit. And maybe a little research for a little bonus episode on Demolition Man by Mattel. It's half Masters of the Universe in space, half Last Action Hero molds. Yep.
You've talked about it a lot, and I never saw it growing up. It's always felt like one of those Berenstain things.
Don't. It could be possible. But that's all there is. There is no more. Unless you got something.
No, I'm good. I think you should have 2 more AJ Styles.
Go to hell, but you're not wrong. It's a certainty that I will own at least 2 more AJ Styles. He has good gear, but I don't like it. He's got that big bodyguard. Damn it. But for the One Stop Geek Shop podcast, I am Billy.
I'm David.
Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Download us on iTunes, Spotify. And never grow up, never surrender.